So like I kind of mentioned in the warm-up, we're going to look at this more from a kind of numbers perspective instead of a graphing perspective, but it's the exact same thing that we were doing, okay? What we're going to be writing today is called a rule. You guys know what a rule is?
No. Yeah. It's like a
ruler or rule?
like
Rule.
Like something you gotta do.
Something you got to do. Something you got to follow, right? So in math, a rule for a transformation is basically just writing a formula, right? We followed a rule a lot in the previous unit, and that rule was this guy. You guys remember this guy?
Your mama's ex-boyfriend.
Your mama's ex-boyfriend, that's right. So this was our rule for straight lines that we had to follow. We had to put the M in the place of the M. We had to put the B in the place of the B. So now we're looking at a different rule that's talking about translations. And it's just, like I said, a formula that represents what we're doing to the figure, okay? So translation rules look like this: parentheses, x plus a, comma, y plus b. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to hit that letter A with our yellow highlighter real quick, and B with our pink. You can do whatever you want with your notebook, my friend. That's good. Have I ever collected your notebooks to grade them? Have I ever collected them to grade them? No. No. Your notebook is a direct reflection of your work in class that helps you on the test. So if you don't do it during class, then you don't get the help on the test, which is not, it doesn't hurt my feelings, but it is what it is. All right. So what this letter A here represents. A represents my X movement. And B obviously represents my Y movement. Now there's two X movements and there's two different Y movements. Okay? Anyone remember from yesterday what my two X movements are?
Wait, is it in our notes?
Kind of, I think. Well, think about the X-axis. What direction does the X-axis go? Sideways. It goes from blank to blank. Left to right. Exactly. So one of my first X movements is moving right. Okay, and right X movements are positive moves. Like I said, if you look at the number line, all my positive numbers are on the right-hand side. Or if you think, you can't focus. If I do something right, that's a positive thing. If I get a question right, that's a positive thing. So our brains at this point hopefully are associating the word right with positive. Okay? Another X movement we have is left. And left is a negative movement. If I look at my number line, all of my negative numbers are on the left-hand side. If you get left out of a group chat or left out of a party or something, that's typically a negative thing, depending on who's leaving you out. Or if your, parents left you at the mall when you were a kid because they forgot about you, that's also a negative thing, right? It may or may not have happened to me, but it's okay. I think, no, it wasn't the mall. It was the fair, I think.
Oh, that's even worse.
I know. It's all right. It's all right. So it happens when you have a, single mom, 3 kids. And then my Y movements. I got 2 Y movements. What are my 2 Y movements? Up and down. Which one's positive? Up or down? Up. If I look at a graph, my Y-axis, all my positive numbers are going up the Y-axis. You comment, you need to step outside, buddy? No? Okay. So, guys. So, if you need to take the hood off to focus, take the hood off to focus, but I need you locked in, because you're not locked in right now. And you're distracting me, which is not okay. My other Y movement, obviously, is down, which is going to be negative. right? And these words are obviously, pretty easily associated with positive and negative. I think I've said before, if I got my money up, that's a positive thing, right? If you uplift someone, that's a positive thing. But if you're feeling down, if you get let down, if you get put down, these are all negative things, okay? So pretty easy word association. Right and up are going to be positive movements. Left and down are going to be negatives. Sound good on that? Pretty straightforward, right? Give me a thumbs up if that sounds good so far. Okay, perfect. So the first thing we need to do is identify which figure is my pre-image. Is pre-image the before or the after? The before. And I need to determine which figure is my image. Is image my before or my after? My after. What I'm going to see is kind of the opposite of yesterday. I'm going to see a fully completed translation already, as you can see in this graph down below. So I'm not going to be the one reconstructing my triangle. I'm just going to be figuring out how far and in what direction did my triangle move. Okay? How can I tell just by looking at this image which of those triangles is my before and which is my after, Vanessa?
The one that doesn't have the prime apostrophe.
That's right. The one with all my apostrophes is my after. It's my image. So whichever figure has points labeled in prime notation, like Vanessa said, that's my image. What number in a circle am I going to put inside the image? The image, is going to be 2. So in this in this graph down here, is my pre-image on the left or is my pre-image on the right? Pre-image. The left. My pre-image has all these naked letters. There's no primes. There's no apostrophes up on top. So that's my triangle number 1. This one over here is my triangle number 2. Right? Imagine you're putting in directions on your phone and your phone doesn't know where you are currently. It's not going to be able to give you accurate directions on where to go because you don't have a starting point. So if I don't understand which triangle I'm starting at, I have a high probability that my directions and my rule are going to be wrong. Okay? So just look for the apostrophes. That's where I'm going to end up. All right? Then I'm going to start at my pre-image. I'm going to take one of these points. It doesn't matter which one, but I would recommend taking the point that's got the most open space from pre-image to image. So you see G and G prime. There's all this open space up here. If I picked point I, it's going to get a little bit messy because we'd have to cross through this triangle. So I'm going to take point G. All right? Point G is my pre-image. If I want to get from G to G prime, what 2 directions does it look like I'd have to go, Ayana?
Right and down.
Right and down. Absolutely. Now, going right, is that an X movement or a Y movement? X. Yeah, absolutely. Is it a positive X movement or a negative X movement? Positive. So just by looking at it, Ayana could tell, I got to go to the right and I got to go down. So I'm going to go up. Right is a positive X movement. But down is a what? Negative X or Y movement. Y. Going down is a Y movement. Now, just like yesterday, we got to count. How many spaces does it look like I have to go to the right here? 6 to the right. 6 units right. And yep, absolutely, 2 units down. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, pretty straightforward, hopefully? Yeah, maybe?
Yes.
Okay,
I get it now. I get it.
good. So we understand what the movements are. Now we actually have to write this rule. So it's going to be parentheses, X something something, comma, Y something something. Anyone want to take a guess at what I'm going to put next to this X right here? Johnny?
You're gonna put a 6.
6, that's right. Ayana, what's going to go in between the x and the 6? An addition sign. Because it's a positive movement. Right? What am I going to put after the y? Yeah, Vanessa? 2. And what's going to go in between the y and the 2, Xavier? A negative. Yep, Johnny, you got a 2. A negative sign. Why do I have to put a negative sign there?
It's going down.
Because we went down, and that's negative. Exactly. We know that from slope already, too. If I rise down, my slope is what? Negative. Thank you. Okay? So this rule, this is my answer right here. This is the rule. All right? And all this rule tells me is that I translated GHI, the triangle GHI, 6 units to the right and 2 units down. Sound good, Hakeem? Hakeem, sound good?
He's talking to you.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, you got that written down? Okay, let's write it down.
I got it right.
Questions I can answer about that?
No.
Did I give you the second page or no?
No.
We have a second page.
It's all right, it'll go quick.
Okay.
It seems like you guys get it, so
I didn't hear.
because there's a bunch of different combinations, right? We're not always going to be going right and down. We can go right and up, right and down, left and up, left and down. It's good, I'm glad. It means I'm doing something really mildly different.
Okay, well, he's not just tell me.
Sure.
Okay, then I won't.
Yeah, let's get our feet off the desk, please. Thank you. Okay, get that glued in quick so we can get started.
Do we have to solve these or something?
Huh?
Do we have to solve these?
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, she was.
I like to solve these. But who likes these?
Algebra.
I want you. No. I have
Okay, then.
Good morning, Phaedra. You guys got that glued in? Not yet?
I do.
You do? Okay. You have that glue stick. All right. Look back at the first page real quick. Go down to G. You guys all see point G? My pre-image, my starting point. What are my coordinates? Who could tell me real quick what my coordinates are for point G? Close. -4, comma 4. -4 on the X, +4 on the Y. Okay, so G is at -4, comma 4. Who could help me with what my coordinates are for G prime? Yeah, Xavier? 2, comma 2. 2, comma 2. Okay? So my X value from my pre-image to my image. You guys with me over here?
Yeah.
Okay, if your mouth's moving, you're not listening. My X value went from -4 to 2. My Y value went from +4 to 2. Now imagine we're trying to find slope. What's the change here from -4 to +2?
Goes up 4. Wait, no, it goes up 6.
I'm adding
+6.
6. So from here to there is +6. How would I get from 4 to 2?
-2.
-2. Everybody with that?
Yeah.
Wait, so.
What was the rule that we wrote again? It was parentheses x.
X plus
Plus
8,
6.
comma, Y plus
Plus.
The one that we wrote on the previous one was plus 6 and then minus what? Minus 2. Does that match my change from coordinate to coordinate here?
Yeah.
Yeah, my x went plus 6, my y went minus 2. If we wrote this out for point H and H prime and point I and I prime, we'd see the same exact change. My coordinate x, my x coordinate increased 6, my y coordinate decreased 2. So yes, it does. All right? So we're just looking for direction. Again, if I don't know what triangle I'm starting at, my directions are going my directions are most likely going to be wrong. So let's look at this guy here. BCD. Is my pre-image on the top or the bottom? Pre-image. Top or bottom? It's on the top. How can I tell that BCD on the top is my pre-image?
Because it doesn't have apostrophes.
No apostrophes, no prime coordinates. So that's number 1. I'll do up here's number 1. Down here, I see all those primes. That's my number 2. All right?
Okay.
So which point are we going to start? B, C, or D?
C.
C? We could do point C, but because we're going to cross through the triangle, it might kind of be a little messy, and since this is small, let's go with D, because D is kind of just straight out here. Okay? What direction does it look like I have to go to get from D to D prime?
Down.
Down. What else?
That's it.
That's it. How many units down is D prime?
4.
4 units down. All right? Do I have any X movement from left to right? No. All I did was translate down. And we saw this on worksheet 19 yesterday. Some of the translations we did only had one movement, whether it's to the right, left, up, or down. So when I'm writing my rule here, what am I going to write after the Y? Nothing? After the Y? We went down, right, Avery? 4? What's going to be in between the Y and the 4, though? A negative. Because we went down 4. Each half of my rule is always letter, sign, number. And the other side is letter, sign, number. Because the rule is telling me what am I doing to each of these coordinates, like we just saw. So what should I write after the X? How much should I move left and right?
0.
Nothing.
Plus 0.
So plus 0. Just like we've talked about. Feels like 10,000 times. Do I need to write plus 0 here? No. So I'm going to simplify this rule. X, comma, Y minus 4. So what this rule tells me is that this translation is not changing my X coordinates at all, but it is decreasing my Y coordinates each by 4 from pre-image to image. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
You're going to see that a couple times on the worksheet, so just keep that in mind. Try these next 2 ones on your own. Figure out where you're starting. That's the most important step, is the first step. Figure out where you're starting, and then count your directions. See if you could write your rules for those next 2. Take like 2.5 minutes, and then we'll talk about them together. when we're done with this, yeah. Nice. So which of these is not pre? Is this left one or this is right one? I know the primes are kind of hard to see. This one's really small. So you're going to start at the pre. You started at the. The most important thing is identifying your pre-image first. So far, everyone I've seen has not identified their pre-image first as I'm walking around. Nice shot. Oh, you can go right there. That's not good. Nice. We go up, which is positive, but then we go left. Is left a negative or a positive? Did you start here or you started here? You started here?
I know, I'm so smart.
Okay, then you went up,
I'm so smart.
which is positive, and you went left, which is, okay, good, great job. Did you start on this triangle or that one?
Start on this one.
Okay. What do we see with the JK and I? What do we see on top of it? It's kind of hard to see, I know, but there's the primes, which means that's where we end. Same thing, right? See all these primes on there? That's where we end up. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Nice. Up to, yep. Up to left, yep, up right.
What letters
Yep.
did you use? What letters?
Except for this one, we went up 4. Is up an X movement or Y? Right? There's a lot to be real careful of. Right? And yeah, same thing with Malaysian. If we're starting here, right? You got the numbers in there, right? So see how these have primes on them? This is where we end up. So I want to start counting from 1. You got the same with Vanessa. You got the numbers right, but then went the wrong direction. So the numbers look good, but take a look. See all these primes right here? That means I need to start with this triangle. So instead of going down, or sorry, right and down, I'm going up and left. You know what I mean? So I said we got to make sure we're starting in the right spot. Up and left, yep. Now we just gotta put it in the rule. Yep. 26. So this one, we're starting here, we're going there, yep. So we went left 4, up 2. If I'm going left, is that a positive or a negative? Negative, so it should be X minus 4. Great job on that last one. All right, let's close this out so we can keep it moving. Joseph, turn around for me. Okay, where do I see my primes? On the left or the right?
On the right.
Where are my primes?
The right.
The right?
No.
My primes are on the left. J prime, K prime, I prime. So am I going to call this 1 or 2?
2.
Okay, you guys with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My prime points are on the left. Is that triangle 1 or triangle 2?
Two.
Triangle 2. Okay, so I'm going to start down here at triangle 1. Starting here at triangle 1, if I go from J to J prime, I see that I need to go up 2, and I need to go 4 spaces to the left. Okay? I'm going to set up my rule. parenthesis x something something comma y something something parenthesis. I went down, or sorry, I went up and I went left. Which of those is an x movement, up or left?
Left.
Left. Is that a positive x or a negative x?
Negative.
Negative. So x minus 4,
Positive.
and then I went up 2. Is that positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So it's going to be y plus 2. Just like that. Give me a thumbs up if that's what you got, maybe even the second time around. Good. Right? This is why we put practice in the notes, so you don't make these mistakes on the worksheet, hopefully. Down here, where do I see my prime coordinates? On this bottom triangle or this top triangle? The prime coordinates are where?
Top.
On the top. So is that 1 or 2?
2.
2. Great job. So I'm going to start down here. It looks like I got to go up and I got to go right if I'm mapping from G to G prime. How many spaces up did I have to go?
4.
4. How many spaces to the right?
3.
3. So I can write the rule x what?
Plus 4.
Plus 4
Wait, no. X plus 3.
plus 3.
Oh.
Right is my x movement. So x plus 3, comma, y, what?
Plus 4.
Plus 4. Nice job. Quick show of thumbs. How much sense is this lesson making? Amari says thumbs up.
It's not that hard.
Not that hard? Okay, so sideways.
I like this one.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, this is better.
All right.
Because it's actually